Good morning, everyone. Are you able to listen me? Most of the persons are absent today. I think we have to wait for 5-10 minutes more to let them join others. Yeah, that's unplanned session today. Okay, great. Yeah, Aditya, I think a lot of now joining. Already 11 persons are joining too late. So if anyone not able to see the things here, they can go on YouTube also. We are having on YouTube link. Yes, Pooja is from YouTube. Okay, so we are starting next 5 minutes. So let them join. So I think it's unplanned due to yesterday's internet outage. We are not able to take the session. So yesterday's session is planned for today. So how many of you have done the setup? So environment is ready. How many persons have done environment ready with the SQL setup and all? Okay. Anyone else? There's still a lot of persons just typing on, yeah. So Divya saying I'm not getting the image of basic. You have to go to Microsoft website directly, I think. Huh? Nothing to do special in that. I think we have to go directly on the website of Microsoft and download the thing. I think yesterday we shared that link, and that link we are having everything. In last sessions means not yesterday, means last sessions we are having same. I think we have done that thing yesterday in this last session, how to do the setup and all. So you can watch the recordings on YouTube. If you are part of LMS, you will get LMS access. You can do the things here also. Even after that, if you are having issue, let me know. So I think you have waited long now. So Divya, what website you have, means what link you have opened? I don't know exactly. Okay, not an issue. So let's start the session. And let's start the session and we'll see the things now. So I'm not going to discuss too much about the things. As yesterday I told everyone you got one more extra day due to my internet outage. So and no one has contacted me for the setup and all. I think 1 or 2% only messaged because they are facing some issues. Rest of the things I think they are done. I'm sharing the link. And let me share the link. You can find everything there. So this is the link, right? This is our live session going on. That's our channel. You can subscribe. You'll get a notification of each and everything, and you'll find the things there. Okay. So now I'm going to start the thing. So I think let me open and let me share the screen first. Let me share the screen. So let me close all other non-related stuffs. I'm sharing the screen with you guys. So let me share the complete full screen with you. Share the screen. Dinakan, hi. Guys, are you able to see my screen? So I think, are you able to see SQL Server Management Studio? Are you able to see? Please type yes. Anyone else? Krishna, you still you're not paid. So it's, I think, once you paid and confirm the things, we'll provide LMS access. So the LMS is only for the paid customers. Okay, great guys. Then let's start the thing. Sorry, so I went on YouTube also in between because I get some queries there also. So this is the SQL Management Studio. So how you can start? So I think you can see my complete screen. So if I go and type here SQL Server, so I think you are able to see Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio 17, right? Are you able to see the things? So once I click on that thing, so you will find something like that. And here, let me open and connect to Object Explorer. Okay, so before going to anything else, so just I'm telling how to connect on the SQL Server and all these things. So yesterday in last session, so whenever I'm saying yesterday means you have to think about last session. So in last session, I told you about that we have to install the SQL Server and then Management Studio. We have to install two things, right? So once you install both the things, you will open the Management Studio. So you will find something like this. Once you open the Management Studio, you will find some first screen like this. You can see here server type. You can see here. So here is the database engine. So which server we have to connect? We have to connect with the database engine. We have to connect with analysis services. We have to connect with reporting, and we have to connect with the integration. So right now for this course, we have to go deal with the only database thing. So we need to connect the database engine. And this is our server name. This is my server name. So for you, might be it's a question how to get the server name. Right, once you install your SQL Server 2019, 17 or 16, whatever version you installed or you are already having, the question is that how you are going to do that thing, get the thing. So you can click on this thing, browse for more. You are able to see here, browse for more button is there. Let me click on that thing. You will see here new pop-up. I think, are you able to see new pop-up? Yes or no? So I think you are able to see the new pop-up there. So here we'll go on database engine first and explore that option. So you can see I have two servers here. You can see I have two servers. First one server is, I know that thing because I kept the name. So first server is my SQL Server 2016 and second server is the 17 one. Still I not have 19 SQL Server 19 in my this system. Okay, but I have two editions of SQL here. One is SQL Server 16 and SQL Server 17. Both are the developer edition. Okay. So you can select any of these server. So if you will get only one if you installed one, and so you can select that thing and click on OK. Select that and click on OK. You will get that name in your list here. Okay, and then so I think whenever you're installing the things, they will ask the authentication, right? So whenever you're trying to install the SQL, so they will ask for authentication. What kind of authentication you require? Windows authentication or SQL authentication? Windows authentication or SQL authentication? Okay. So in that case, so right, I will talk about later all these stuffs. What is the Windows authentication and SQL authentication? We will talk that later, not right now. Okay. So right now I am going to select the Windows authentication, and then I will talk about other things later and what username, password, and we'll select the thing. Guys, 1 minute. Guys, 1 minute. Guys, give me 1 minute. Yeah, 11. Hello guys, I am audible now. Sorry for disturbance. So I got some urgent things, so I have to mute myself for 5 to 3 minutes. Okay, great. So let's back to topic. So I think someone is asking about the session. So session is our Wednesday and Thursday in 11 a.m. Okay. Okay. So we are talking about the connecting the things. So I told you for now the being. So we are going to connect with database engine. Rest of the things that's a part of the advanced course. We'll discuss the things also later, but not now. Okay, and then you select the server, and so I told you how to get the server name, and then authentication. There are two kind of authentication: Windows authentication and the SQL authentication. So right now I'm using Windows authentication. So it's simple. Windows authentication means, so whatever the username password you are using for your Windows login, it will take automatically. So if you click on connect, so it will be connect, and it will open the left hand side. You can see Object Explorer. Left hand side, I'll be able to see Object Explorer. Right? See name. I think whatever name you have filled the thing. So that's you correct later. So I'm not going to talk about these things right now. We are talking about technical things. So these things, whatever other non-technical questions or other query related and that's not related to topic, you can talk after the session. So I am even after 12. After 12, I am here for next 20 minutes also. Don't worry. So right now, only talk about the topic. If you have questions regarding the topic right now, which you are teaching, you can ask the things. Rest of things, I am here after 20 minutes also. So don't worry. Okay. So so you can see right hand left hand side object explorer. So here you can see my server name. Okay, so the server edition and all the thing. Here you can see different kind of folder stuffs. You can see database, security, server objects, replication, polybase, always on, high availability management, integration things. Okay, so you are able to see the things SQL Server agent, X event profile. A lot of things are there. For our point of view, we are just now for today's sake of session. So you can expand this one database. So you can see I have a lot of database here, right? You can see because I am using this from long time and all this. So I have a lot of databases. So you can see. So we'll create this kind of database. We'll create this kind of queries and all. Inside that we have a database. We are in separate tables and all. So if I go open something here, so you can see in database again we have some different kind of folders. So we are going to discuss all these things one by one, but not in today's session. So today we are going to go some basic theoretical concept also. So that's a diagram also. So you can create a ER diagram. So I think in college time you created might be ER diagram and all these things. So you can see tables are also there. I think this database is not having any tables. Let me go on adventure works tables. So you can see here we have a lot of tables. You can see we are having lot tables here. And database diagram, if I click on database diagram, you can say, okay, let me click on, okay, so it will open some new window for me. Okay. So I can click on new database diagram. I think our services are closed right now. So I have to open the things. That's why it's not able to create. But we are going to see these things, okay, in our curriculums. So this is how we are going to connect with SQL Server. This is how we are going to connect with SQL Server, okay. So Shreyan saying, sir, my SQL works the same, or the SQL or it's necessary to Microsoft. See, the queries will be a bit different, okay, in MySQL and SQL Server. So, and we are focusing on purely a Microsoft SQL Server, not on SQL, MySQL, okay. So it's good to have MySQL Server instead of MySQL, okay. Kunal class is already started. Kunal class is already started, okay. So, okay, not an issue. So this is how we are going to connect with this thing. And here you can see new query also. You can click on that thing. So it will open your query window. You can write the queries here. Okay. So we can write the queries. So you can see I can write the query here. Okay. So like means write something. And just I'm writing some demo queries like something select style from and what is the database name and all. So now I'm selecting something here, like randomly I'm taking some table and click on execute button. You can see the things we are getting some records here. So it's one record. So right now I'm not talking about SQL connection much. Do we have to connect SQL connect to server every time? Yes, you have to connect every time. So what I have done, like you can see connect and this thing. So whenever you are going to open management dispute, this pop-up will automatically appear very first. Okay, and you have to click on connect button. So whenever you are going to use that thing, you have to connect server each time. Because this is my local server, we are using locally, that's okay. But sometimes your server might be in remote location, you might have Azure server, you have server on AWS. So we can connect that thing also from the here only. Okay, so we will discuss that thing also later, but in the upcoming session, how to connect with the remote servers. So we'll see that thing also. Not now, but so okay, we'll see that thing. Don't worry. Okay. So right now, Let me go to back to some theoretical portion. Okay. So yesterday I told everyone the things about. Let me expand the thing. Okay, so I think that's my PPT. So let's me jump on this. And yesterday we discussed about the curriculum and all these things. You can see the things, right? So yesterday we discussed that thing. So I'm not going to talk about these things outlines. So I think last session we have done these things. So if anyone missed a session, go on YouTube. If they are free one and paid one will also will get the LMS. But right now, if they want, they can watch on YouTube. Okay. And the PPT will be available on LMS. The PPT we will share only on LMS, not on this everywhere. Okay. Okay. Now see the things. So why the SQL and why we need the things. So in earlier days, so in the when the computer is going evolve all the things, so that time we are having very less amount of data. So we are going to store that thing in normal notepad kind of stuff. So we can see that file is flat file. They are known as a flat file system. Okay. So we are storing data in that flat file systems, right? So as the time increase and all the data size is going to increase and increase in this season. So we are going to store a table data in some tabular formatted, like you can say in Excel or these kind of things. So in no flat file is very hard to get the data. So everyone knows if I can give you data in flat file means I kind of notepad and word and I can say okay, go and find out something which where this kind of record is there. Okay, or simply I can say okay, I have some resumes. So suppose I am hiring the candidates, I am getting bulk of resumes per day, thousands of resumes I am keeping it in single folder. Okay, so I can say okay, go and find the .NET resumes, filter out the .NET resumes from this folder. So it's about to impossible for you to find this a single query. It will take a long time. You have to open each and every file, see the things, what kind of resume is there, and a lot of things. So it will take a long time. So and duplicate will also there. So sometimes there's some person submitted resume 2 times and all. So that's possibility is also there. Or same thing, you can put a multiple records, duplicate record in a single file even. So there are advantage, disadvantage of the flat file system. But if you have a small amount of data, then it's very easy to get the data. Retrieve the data is very easy. Okay. So remove all these errors. So the DBMS concept came in the picture, database management system. So I'm not going to talk about much about theoretical concept of DBMS. Yeah, but if you want, you can go and watch some video on YouTube, or we are launching that course. So you can go and see that course. Okay. So in DBMS package, we can do a lot of things like insert, update, fetch. Normally, whatever you are doing right now in SQL or MySQL, a lot of persons are aware about basic stuff, so we can do the things. Okay. But the problem is that in that we are not able to relate the tables and relate the records, right? So so we separately in database management system DBMS we have separate tables for the customer, separate table for orders. But we are not having any relationship between these two tables. How to get the which customer done what order and how to do the things. So we are not able to get to know about these things because there is no relationship in between these things. So for that we are in the picture. For that the problem solved by the RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Okay, guys. Actually, I'm going very brief about the theoretical concept. I'm not going to talk much about theoretical. So if you want to know more, let me know the thing. Let me know so I can explain more and more about. Okay, because I told you initially because we are going to do everything in practical sessions, not on theoretical, but at least I have to tell you something basic theoretical concept. That's why I'm telling. Okay. So database table is so I think everyone is aware about Excel sheets and right. So they are stored in kind of Excel sheet format. So these tables linked with each other. So here we are tables will link they are connected with each other kind of with some relationship. So we'll get to know about relationship, primary key and foreign key, and different kind of constraints will be there. We are going to learn all these things. They are going to work with the new language that's known as a structured query language, or you can in short we can say that's the language is SQL. Okay. So they are working on that concept. So and again the thing is that now we are completely structured data. So we are not going to store the data in any kind of file. It's not like notepad file, word file, or image, and all these things. Everything is stored in the table format. So how the table is made? Table is having some rows and columns. So we discuss up now. Also, everything is now is structured way. So data whatever we are using right now is mostly structured. Okay. And we can use the querying to database. So we can use the SQL language to query the database. So SQL is more capable and doing all these things, insert, update, delete very fastly. So let me see if anyone having any question. Okay, can you speak slow? Okay, guys, I will go a bit slow. So it's my fault. It's my habit is like that, so I'm going very fast always. So do you want me to repeat that things, or I go with slow with next topics? Let me know. Okay, great, not an issue. So this is very basic theoretical concept. Kunal is saying repeat. Anyone else want me to repeat same things? Apart from the Kunal, anyone want to repeat? Okay, so let me repeat again. So the server is not working or something, so that we'll talk later after the sessions, not right now. Right now, if you have query about this topic, so you can let me know. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so let me jump on the things. So let me go back. So I'm talking about some basic history of SQL. So earlier days when the computer came into the picture, so we are storing the data in normal flat file systems, kind of notepad things. So we can put row by row and all the records in these notepad files, right? So in that, the problem is that if the record is too huge, this we have thousands of records in that, so it's very hard to find the record there, right? So now, if you want to do the things in same in like these things, like you have to find a particular record, you have to go one by one. You have to sequentially go and see the things. Now, might be you have heard about this one, sequential tape. In old time of system, we are listening the songs in this wheel kind of tapes are there, music tapes. I don't know, the cassettes, VCDs are like that thing, right? Not CDs, VCDs. So if you want to jump from one song to another song, you have to go through the things. You have to skip. Right now, it's not like in CD. You have to click on 1, 2, 3, and it will play automatically that things, right? So in that time, initially when my data is less, some system is there, so there was no system to store the data and all. So we are having system quite normal notepad files. We are storing the data there. But the problem is that kind of duplicate data, it's hard to find the data. But the only if the thing is, if you are having small amount of data, you can find that thing very easily. Okay, data grow and then things grow, problems arise. So the concept of DBMS came into the picture. In the data, it's stored in some tabular kind of structure, is kind of Excel sheet, you can say. But in that case, the problem is there, okay, that there is no relationship between the data. There is no relationship between these records. So you have some customer table or you have some order tables. You want to define the relationship between, in DBMS, that's not possible. In DBMS, that's not possible. Yeah, rest of the operation like insert, update, delete, you can see the things, all the things are possible. To remove the relationship problem, concept of RDMS came into picture. Okay, so that's going to try to define the relationship between multiple records, tables. So you know about joins and all the things, keys, and we'll see the things. So data is stored in the tabular format. So table is normally made from the some combination of rows and columns. So most of the person you are aware about the rows and columns. So I don't need expect to tell you what is a table. So I think everyone is aware about what is a table. So I think most of persons aware about the Excel sheet. So in Excel, whatever, like you can see the number of in left hand side, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that thing. They are the rows, and in the top of this Excel, you can see A, B, C, D, and all these things. They are known as the columns. So column A, column B, column C, and column D, and like that. So that's like that. We will work like that here. So in that, we are going to store the records like that only. We have to define the columns name. So we'll learn about that things, and for that, doing all the steps, we are using one query name as a SQL a structured query language. Okay, and in that also we are able to do same kind of stuff, insert, update, delete, all the things. It's a very fast query again. In that data is completely structured format, so there is no chance for duplicacy and all this thing. If you are defining properly relationship and the constants, there will be no duplicate data. You can retrieve the data easily. because now we are everything is storing in that tabular format. Everything we are storing in the tabular format. Previously, we are putting some data in notepad file, some data might be in format of image, some data might be in format of audio or video or like that. But in SQL, we are going to store each and everything in tabular format. Okay. So all the operations which we are doing in SQL is classified in the 4 parts. You can see. So data definition language, we will talk about these things. Don't worry. So thus now we are going to getting overview about these things. Data manipulation language, data control language, and transaction control language. So these are the 4 categories in which our operations, like creating the database, deleting the database, creating a table, updating the tables, creating the rows and all. So these are the part of these things. So name it DDL, data definition language. It helps us to define the database tables, views, and all these things. So commands like create table, create database, create alter table. So they are the part of the DDL. They are the part of the DDL. So they are a very basic interview question for the freshers point of view. So be aware about the things. What command come into which kind of operations. So you have to be take care of all these things. So if you are a very fresher going for an interview, so they can expect these kind of very basic silly questions. So what is the DDL? Which commands come into the DDL? So only create and alter commands come into the create and this DDL statement. Create and alters are a part of the DDL statement. Okay, they are help us to define the database, define the tables, store procedure, views. So views are the virtual tables. So we'll discuss that things. Views are the virtual tables. And the second is a DML, data manipulation language. So in that we are manipulating the data, means like we are going to select the data, update the data or something, recording the data, deleting the data. Okay. So in that DML, we are having select statement, insert statement, update statement, delete statement, and truncate statement. Okay. So in that we are having 5 different kind of statement. We are going to learn in depth about all of these one by one. Don't worry about that things right now. So in data manipulation language, we are manipulating the data, means anyhow we are just trying to change the data, means we are inserting some new records, we are deleting some new records, updating some things. Okay. And then we are having DCL, data control. So in that we are having 2 operations, grant and revoke. So that's simply name indicate. Grant and revoke means we are providing permissions. Okay, so in data SQL we are having some permissions. Okay, so different role based permissions. Suppose you are having one database. Okay, for one corporate. In that corporate or a company, we are having HR department, account department, manufacturing department. So we have a number of departments. So we can divide the permissions based on if a person is logging from the account department, they can see only account related tables. Okay. So we have to provide the permission like grant. So if you want to provide the permission to that person, we can do the grant operation. If you want to take the permission back from that person's or object, we can use the revoke. So grant is help us to provide the permission. Revoke is help us to take the permission back. Means remove the permission from that person or object and all these things. So they are majorly used by DBA. But yeah, you have to be basically very good about all these things, how to use the grant and revoke. If sometimes we need to do programmatically things to create the grant and revoke models, roles for different kind of users. Okay, so we have to be good in all these things in data control language. Okay, but majorly these statements are used by the DBA, database administration person, so who are handling the database. And then we are having transaction control language. So I think you are aware about what is a transaction. Can anyone tell me what is a transaction? Can anyone tell me what is a transaction? Can anyone tell me what is a transaction? Between two medium. Okay, two media. Sorry. See now, suppose you are you are going ATM to withdraw the money, right? You are trying to withdraw the money from the ATM. Yes, and when you pay and send money and all these things, so there's a transaction. But that's how, yeah, we can relate the transaction, but here transaction is related to that, but it's a bit different. So let me explain the things. So the things are working. Just very briefly, not in depth. So the topic will come. We'll go discuss that in depth also. Okay. So what is a transaction? Let me explain. Suppose you are going to ATM and trying to withdraw the money. Okay. So once you click and you inserted your card, you entered your PIN, and everything's working fine. You entered the amount, and the ATM is trying to disperse the money. ATM is trying to disperse the money, and they disperse the money. So you know that they will disperse the money and they'll put in some tray, and the tray will come up, and then you can take the money from that, right? So all of a sudden that time power went off or something goes wrong. So the money is debited from your account and ATM has done, have separated the amount and they are in the tray, but the tray is about to come on the withdrawal box, but all of a sudden the system has got failure. Possibilities are there, right? So as per the things, transaction is happened, the money is done from gone from your account, right? So this actually, but this transaction is not completed. This transaction is not completed, right? So in that case, the transaction is left in between due to some technical reasons. Due to some reasons, the transaction is left in between, right? So when the machine will be back in the functionality again, like due to some reasons, suppose power failure is there, and when power will be back, the machine will be roll back the things because you can't wait for that time. It will take, might be 1 hour, 2 hour, might be 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It depends on that, but it is not sure how long it will take to get the thing. So in same way, if you are doing something in database, suppose you are trying to insert a record. Suppose you are trying to insert a record in the database. Okay. So in the database on particular record, so you are having 15 columns like name, city, phone number, and blah 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 things. Okay, so you are trying to insert the records, and all sudden, so it will insert record one column by column. Yeah, this is very fast, but it will sometimes it will insert 4 columns, and all sudden power off or your system is crashed, right? So only 4 columns are recorded, inserted, and rest of the other columns is not inserted due to some system failure and all these things. So what we have to define, we have to define the begin transaction and transaction that will make sure either record is inserted fully or not. So it will make sure that the things are done either completely or either not, either roll back the things. So in that things like begin transaction and transaction, commitment once the transaction is completely done, so they will make the commit. But due to some technical reasons or due to some any reasons, the transaction is not able to complete there, it will be taken rollback. And save point, sometimes you are doing some in between transaction, in between transaction. So I can say nested transaction, nested transaction. So we'll see the case studies of nested transactions also. Okay. So in that we have to store that things in between also. So we have to create a save points and all. So we are going to learn all these things in the advanced sections of that transaction things. Okay. So these are the basic overview. Now let's jump on basic terminologies and then we'll start other things. So column, so is column, you know the things. What is a column? So also called attribute. So in the like you are having a table kit known as a customer. So in that we are storing the customer name, we are storing the customer address, we are storing the customer phone number. So yeah, here the name is a column, phone number is a column, right? Row means row is a complete record. So kind of complete entity, a group of column, a group of column. I want to say, I can say I need a record from the RAM. I need a record of the RAM. So what means I need the name of, I know the name of the RAM, but RAM, but I need the address, phone number, and other stuffs. So I need to get each and everything from that. So that's a row. So in that I have to get each and every column for that particular row number. Table is a group of row and column. Table is a group of row and column. Data type. So each column going to store different kind of data. Sometimes we have to store the only name, sometimes we have to store the transaction amount, sometimes we have to store the date of birth, or some these kind of stuff. Sometimes we have to store the image in the database. Sometimes we have to store the XML file, HTML file in the database. So we have to define which kind of data type we have to use to store the data. Which kind of data type we have to use to store the data. We have to use very optimally that things. Okay. So I think someone asked me right now what is the different edition and versions of the SQL. So now let's jump on these things. So these are the different versions of SQL. I think you are able to see in my screen. So SQL came into picture in 1989. So I might be, most of you person are not born that time, might be. I don't know who was there in the 1989. Okay, so SQL came into the picture. The version was that time 1.0. Okay, 1989 that came into picture, and then it's 1.1 in 1991. Okay, and then 4.2 is 1992, 4.21 94. So these are different versions of SQL. Right now you can see in 2019 we are having SQL Server 2019 version, right? So that's too long journey. The SQL started in 1989, and right now we are having 2019 latest edition 2019. Okay, I think yes, last session we have discussed about that things. Let me okay, and let's talk about different editions. So I think last session also we discussed about different editions. So enterprise standard and business intelligence, all these editions are paid editions and majorly used by the startup corporates as per their needs. So enterprise edition is a full-fledged working edition with each and every feature. Each and every feature which is too costly, there's full features are there. Standard is having some limited features. If you are doing some small stuff, you can use that things. Okay. Business intelligence is again different things. So again, that's already included in enterprise. But if you want to go on only that needs the business intelligence features, you can take that addition. Apart from that, we are having web editions, developer edition, Express local DB, and parallel data warehouses. Okay, so I suggested to go with the developer edition. Is a completely equivalent to enterprise edition with all the features. The only condition is that you can't use for commercial purpose. You can't use for the commercial purpose. So you have to download that developer edition. You have to download that developer edition. Okay. And apart from that, visualizing web, you can say that SQL Server in the cloud is known as a Microsoft Azure SQL database. Microsoft Azure SQL database. Okay. So till now everything is clear. I think we'll not discuss much technically, but just for formality, I'm asking if anyone having any question till now, let me know. So I'm opening one file for you guys. So let me see. So any questions? Let me know, guys. Let me see. For commercial, what we can use? For commercial point of view, you can use enterprise edition, standard edition, or business intelligence edition as per your requirement, right? So suppose you are a very small startup and you want to do just small kind of business things. So you go with a standard edition, okay? But you are full-fledged corporate like big corporate and you want to do all the features for the enterprise, or you are a business who is making decisions based on some of the databases that go with the business intelligence. Okay. Anyone else? Anything? So this is my again. Just now we discussed the same thing in PPT. This is a mind map. So that I am going to share the mind map in LMS. So it will be easy for you to get the easy knowledge very quickly when the versions came and what are different additions. Okay. So Muthu is saying how MS Access is different from SQL. It's a general question. Yeah, it's a very general question. So I can tell you what is the difference majorly between MS Access and SQL. So both are relational database. Both are relational things. You can do the things, but it's not. First of all, it's not a server base, right? MS Access is not a server base. Okay, so let me open this. So that's not a server base. But so what do you mean by server base? Suppose you want to connect your website with the live things, and that Popsic has to insert and update the data directly in that thing from local system is okay. You can do the things, but it's not a server base and it's not much powerful as like SQLs are there, and that we are not going to do much complex data. You can't write much complex query as performance wise it's a bit slow. For small amount of data locally, if you want to use, you can use the things MS Access, so not an issue. Okay, but if you want to go there like optimized query, large amount of data is complex query, stored procedure, functions, and all these things do like a lot of high levels, then you have to go with the SQL. Google Sheets are Excel, kind of Excel. So in Excel, you can't do any relationship and all these things. So Ryan is saying, what is the difference between SQL, MySQL, and SQLite, PostgreSQL? Say they are different brands, different vendors providing the same SQL is in a background. Okay. So PostgreSQL is a like kind of, I can say both SQLite is a completely lightweight edition of the S1 SQL. So SQLite is majorly used on mobile applications and all the things. Which is a very lightweight edition. You can't use this for like enterprise kind of complex application. You can't go like Amazon kind of application on SQLite, right? Right. The thing is MySQL, PostgreSQL, and there's MS SQL or Oracle. So they are different vendors which they are providing their SQL services with their UI and their functionalities. They have done this and they have built their own engines, frameworks. So they are writing the query is a bit different, but ultimately fundamental engine is the same for behind all these things. The queries will be same, but syntax might be a bit different because each language, each engine or framework having their own syntaxes, But you know, if you're doing, I know how to write the query for select statements, I'll start from the table. So 99% database is using same stuff. Okay. But syntax might be a bit different, functions might be a bit different on each platform to platform. So if you go in Oracle, there might be different bits, different syntax. Okay. So in Oracle, we can have only one database and we have thousands of tables inside that things. So if you are good in any one SQL fundamentals like either MS SQL, Oracle, SQL Server, you can do any other SQL platform very easily, very easily. So you have to just see the things, tweaking things. Okay, their date function is there, only small date and date. There might be D, capital might be there. There's a way to put round bracket. There no need to put round brackets. Okay, I'm sorry. But MongoDB was totally different. Yeah, see, MongoDB is a NoSQL database. Okay, so I am taking about you. If you are talking about this, so right now we are talking about a database which is RDM, is Relational Database Management System. Okay, and MongoDB is NoSQL database. So I think, are you aware about NoSQL database? That's known as a not only SQL. So it's more than a SQL. It's a more than a SQL. Yeah, if you're going to see the thing, most of syntax are also there same, but MongoDB is a flat file system again, but they are much more powerful technology, as a lot of advancement, you can do a lot of things. So right now, if I can say most of the industry is using the NoSQL database. So MongoDB is one of them. There are other things also there. So there's a MongoDB is not only as a NoSQL database. Okay, apart from that, there are many other NoSQL databases also there. So they are not only SQL, but they are more than SQL. Okay. So it will not totally different. Yeah, but it's different. Syntax is syntax. So I can't say it's much different. Yeah, but their internal architect way of working is completely different from the any other SQL system. Any other SQL system, if you're going to think about this one, SQL, Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, DB2, and so any other system. So it's completely different. The architect is completely different. So we are going to take some sessions in MongoDB, but not right now. But that, so we'll let you know, but not in this session. But MongoDB is there and it's highly demanded things. We are agreeing with that thing. So Srinivas is saying is also first of the DDL commands. So Srinivas, I am not getting the things. So it's not DDL. So see, that's I kept in this thing. So first we have to define the database. So a database definition is the first we have to teach the things. So otherwise you can jump anywhere like that thing. But so go the logical sequence is there is no hard coded sequence for that things. So see, Tushan is saying SQL Server on Oracle. So what is the most popular right now? Okay, so it's depend on your choice. Okay, so right now I think both are competing together. But a few years back Oracle is too popular. Few years back Oracle is too popular, and now even now I can say most of industries even using Oracle. But now I think so SQL has done flexibility and put some more features like an Oracle. So nowadays licensing cost and all the things, that's my assumption, they are a bit less than Oracle and they have come same features like Oracle right now. So SQL is more becoming more popular day by day. Okay. Okay, why SQL is still used? See, we can't overnight change the complete system. We can't overnight change the complete system. So, in legacy system, there are thousands, or I can't say thousands, more than thousands of applications which is running on different kind of SQL systems. You can't say the overnight come to know SQL. It's not possible. But yeah, in future that will be. But it will take again 10 to 15 years. It's a not done thing like overnight. So if you are thinking, I think you heard about the mainframe systems, right? So I think you heard about mainframe system, Ryan, might be. Okay. So mainframe, I can say, so I think might be you are not born or your parents or might be there in schooling and colleging that time. So mainframe was there that time, are still in market. So right now market is a supercomputer. In market we are having supercomputer, but mainframe still exists. They are not completely gone, right? So that same way, so something is concepts and some things which will go on SQL. So that is going to be used. So you can't say the SQL is going to remove overnightly. It might, possibilities are there, but it will take again next 10 to 15 years. But yeah, if you know the querying the things, yeah, internal architecture is different. But if you know the writing the SQL queries, you can write in MongoDB or any other kind of NoSQL database. Srinivas, I'm going to talk about the DDL and all the stuff statements. Don't worry. COBOL. Man, why you want to learn COBOL? So if we have the 70761 certification from Microsoft and industries using Oracle, do they consider us? Yes, they will consider. They will consider. It's using, yeah. So I'm good in COBOL. We had done a lot of programming, but right now, between last 5 to 7 years, or might be more than that, I am not using COBOL. So that I think you are my third person in my life here who want to learn the COBOL. Till now, I got two more persons, but you are third person who's asked for the COBOL. So they are used, and we have done the things. But right now, we are not teaching. But you can find a lot of courses in Udemy, man. So why don't go with these things? You 400, 500 rupees and go and buy the COBOL course here. I think no one is going to teach easily COBOL. So anyone else? Any questions? Okay, so meanwhile, anyone type the question? So let me discuss the date thing also. So that's the same thing, SQL Server versions. So we are discussing the tabular format in the PPT, and that's my mind map. So I have detailed more things in there. So SQL Server 1.0 is launched in 1989. You can see 1.1, 4.2a, 4.2b, 4.21a, and so I mentioned the years. So when they came, so that's only that. See, you want to, if you are a very fresh and you're going to for an interview, so if you want to impress someone, so you can talk about the thing SQL is launched in 1989 with version 1, and then you tell the history about till 2019. Okay, so SQL Azure is also launched in 2014 officially completely, but initial release was in 2010. Initial release was in 2010. Okay, so these are the things. So you can say this is my complete mind map. You can see the things. It will be help you to just uh, take last minute overview about SQL things for the interview preparation. Online, so OLAP and OLTP we are going to talk. So don't worry about this thing. We are going to talk about OLAP and OLTP. Don't worry. So that topic is in process in our upcoming sessions. So we'll talk that time. OLAP and OLTP both are there. So we'll talk. Don't worry. Transaction processing and all. So let me open my any other addition one. I think we discussed last session itself. That's the addition. This slide, I mean, this mind map you discussed in last session. So I am not want to discuss that thing. So additions already you are aware about that things. So let me open the data types. That's the main important topic. See, Diksha, Azure is a completely one cloud platform where you can do like SQL. Also, you can host the SQL. You can do host the Visual Studio. You can host your what you can say. You can host your complete virtual OS there. Okay, you can do whatever you want, like doing in local system. You can do what the same thing in the Azure also. You can host complete virtual machines. You can create your own system with different kind of OS. You can use the things as like local systems. Okay, and Azure database is there. So we are not going to touch that thing in this basic course. Before I'm telling, yeah, but this is a part. So syntax wise same. So I can say syntax wise same. So I only 5% might be difference will be there, but it's not much. So Azure will be again same kind of things. Again, this backbone engine is again SQL Server only. But due to cloud and these things, so they have some limitations. So we'll discuss the limitation when the theoretical topic will come about Azure, but we are not going to see anything on practically on Azure, but we are going to see all the practicals on our SQL Server local system. But that's part of our advanced course, but not in this one. Anyone else? Any questions? Old system are still using COBOL and its pay scale is also high. There are many organizations where it's used and they can migrate to other languages as COBOL developer are very less. Yeah, that's true. But see, for migration, the things is not easy for all organizations. They are doing the things, so it's not easy. That's why they are not migrating. So I see. I know that some systems they are. Most of banking systems is still using the COBOL. Most of the banking system is still using background and background. They are using COBOL. And few years back, if you see the things, a few years back, might be in your childhood or your parents in their early child, their young age, they can find the ATMs or this kind of systems or like they means initial ATM was also in kind of mainframe systems, right? So earlier or later, but they are finding that some systems they can so they can what is the COM programming? I think you heard about the COM programming and stuff, right? Anyone heard about the COM programming? Anyone know about the COM programming? COM. So in COM program, what they are trying to do, they will do the like they are using this old system component in the new system. Still, many banking systems they are using same thing. Still, they are whatever the system in the COBOL or Pythons. Even I can say in Fox Pro also they are having some systems still, right? So they are using COM component to connect with their new systems, which are in the, either latest Python, .NET, Java, this kind of things. They are using still their kind of stuffs are going on. Yes, component object model, right? So I, Kunal Sharma, you are pursuing Python. So you are learning Python completely, yeah? I don't. Great, man. Python is a booming language. Either you can go the development side, like the web development, go data science side, or ethical hacking. Everywhere Python is demanded. So I am thinking, but I think it will take around 20 to 25 minutes to explain these things. SQL data type, server data types. So you can this topic looks like very small, but you can see I have to expand and expand, expand, and a lot of things are there. And I have to tell the scenario. It's not like that. These are things we have to tell the scenario where to use which kind of data, right? It's not like that. Just talking these things. So everyone knows because I think you are done from like you are already in experience field. You know basics of SQL, so you know what is an integer, what is a float, and what is a big integer, what is a real time, what is a money, date time to. So we have to discuss these things and real time scenario when to use which kind of data. So I think it will take time. So I think we have to supposed to take the session in the next upcoming session, not in today's. So answering how to save a system from SQL injection. Okay. So there are lot approaches are there for saving our systems from SQL injections. So first, so the SQL injection not going to happen directly on your SQL. They are means they are accessing your SQL server via your applications, like suppose you are on your web applications or something like that. So so in most of web application you want to log in, right? So like you want to log in, so you want to enter some data. So there are a lot of text boxes will be there. So you have to write the queries on that thing. So you have to put username, password, and click on login button. So we have to do the things. So either you would write the query in such a way. If someone write the queries there, I will tell you how to do how SQL injection works and how we can stop in practical session upcoming. But just I'm telling you overview. So on that time, on programmatically approach, if I can say there's more programmatically approach as a Java and Python, .NET, and SQL side, my approach will be always I have to write the functions and store procedures, and that's in encrypted format, and we have to call that thing. I'm not going to write direct single query directly in my application. I don't want to write any single query directly. So simply, if you might be aware about the queries. So if you want to do a login query, so what you are going to do? Select and username and password from the table. Suppose table name is login, where username is equal to this and password equal to this. So this is our normal simplest query, right? So it's very hard or it's dangerous to pass this kind of query directly in our application. If you write this kind of query, anyone can inject within 2 minutes. 2 minutes is again too high time, but they can inject your things and they can get your data completely, right? So better to write the function or SQL store procedures to stop the things. So we'll discuss this topic in detail. See, query will not store the error. See, if you are doing this kind of writing direct query, so I know the ways the query will not throw an exception even, and it will display all the data. Because suppose you know your web page, you are writing login script, and then you are doing writing same query. I have to put some special character. There are some special character I have to put with the queries. Instead of my username, what I can do, I can put something like this thing. Username is not this. Okay, I can write something query like on my username text box. I will write some putting a special character and put right username is not equal to this and display the thing. So it's we are putting some dummy name. So that might be there or not there, but rest of that record it will be automatically get and display the things. Right? So we'll see this demo. So we'll see this demo in upcoming sessions, but not now. We'll see the SQL injections and all. So anyone want to ask anything? So Ryan, I think you are too good in SQL or just exploring more things. Any query from YouTubers? No? Okay. So YouTubers are just watching and exploring more. Okay, great. So I like this kind of persons who are trying to explore more, because if you are trying to explore more, you are going to do more and more things. A person who is no more, they are getting higher chance to get documents, hiring things, or getting their own startup. So persons on YouTube are sleeping or what? I think you are getting complete. Eh? Can you explain what exactly we need to do after installation of SSMS? So Muthuraja, first you have to install the SQL Server 2019, and then you have to install the SSMS. So once you install, so initially I told you how to connect the things. You just try to connect the things. Because today's session we are not done any like creating a database and all these things. So from next session we are going to learn how to create a database, how to create the tables, how to fire the queries. Okay. So we'll do the things. Okay, so if you install both the things, so if you open the SMOS, so you will find this kind of step. So if you are going to open, so I think you are able to show my screen. So just try to open, if you are on right now on system, just try to open a management studio and you will see this kind of pop-up, a small pop-up, and then you have to connect. You have to try to connect. If you're not able to find the data server name, you have to click on this thing and browse more and find your server name and click on that thing. That's the only thing we need to do right now. Sorry, what's the... So what is isolation in DB? Okay. So what do you mean by isolation? Normally, I think that nowadays the COVID is everywhere and everyone knows about the word isolation. So that the same meaning will be here for isolation. So anyone having idea about abdomen? So before explaining abdomen, anyone having idea about abdomen? How like they are working? So tell me when solution is set up in system. Install the we need to install setup. Sorry, Diksha, what you are trying to say? What do you uninstall? I'm not getting uninstall what? So durability. So okay, I think you're talking about this one acid rule. You're talking about acid rules. Sushan Kumar, right? So we'll discuss that second 12 theoretical concept. So that's why I'm not want to talk about that thing, but we'll discuss that thing. So again, that's part of our transaction. Atomicity, consistency, duration, and that's one isolation. So I will talk. I will talk about that things. That's acid rule. We'll talk. So there are four acid rule, ACID, and apart from that, we are having 12 code rules. Are you aware of 12 code rules? Okay, it's Roshan. Roshan, I think you entered the name wrong. That's why it's coming like that. Features of DBMS. So there is no features in DBMS, man. DBMS again a full-fledged feature with, because it's having tabular structure. You can write the queries. You can insert the record in between the things. You can get the records without doing sequential access. If you have a connected Python with SQL, you must have seen the DB cursor. Why is the cursor used? Sorry for asking. See, cursor, actually, let me tell you the cursor. So Roshan, I think for this session is not possible because already we are in session. So next time I join the session, put the name correctly. Don't worry, it will not. So I'm just this one. I'm replying to the Rain's question cursor. So actually, I can tell you the cursor. So Rain, if you are aware about the programmings and also we have heard about the for loop and all these things. So in loop is that what we are just step by step processing the record or displaying the record or some doing some steps, right? So cursor is the same thing in SQL. Cursor is the same thing. So if you want to put the lot of records at a time and it's not possible directly. So for that we have to use the cursor. For that we have to use cursor, but I never use a cursor for connecting the things. So suppose you in SQL you are having suppose 10 records, or you want to display the 10 records in your Python web application with the help of Django or your Flask or something. But I will never suggest to use this one a cursor. Yeah, cursor is a different scenario. We'll discuss about cursors also. Don't worry. So cursor is also again good topic. They are used, but nowadays they are very rarely used because cursor is killing the performance, because in that we have to sequentially pass data one by one. Okay, so it's very hard to do this thing because in real time we are in two big databases, so thousands and crores of records are there. So we can't go with the cursors for that thing. We are different alternate approaches here, but we can use cursor, but its cursor is not right choice to do the things. I don't know why you use to connecting the things in Python. I have done the things, but I never use the cursor. Yeah, for in Python you are saying about it. We have done the cursors, but there are different scenarios are there. Triggers. So what is a trigger, man? I think So Roshan, you are watching the movies, or not? Have you watched Hollywood, Bollywood, any movie? So when they are pressing the gun, so what we are doing? They are triggering the thing, na? So when they are triggering the gun, the bullet will be go out, right? Yes or no? The same way here, the trigger is something like that. When you want something to happen on something like, suppose I'm inserting some record in a database. I want to insert some record in database, or you are trying to update something in record database. So I want to make sure when you are inserting the record in database, there is something happened to different table also. I want to make sure who is inserted what. Okay. So normally in DBA person get to know, okay, you have inserted that record, you have deleted that record, because if you're trying to fire, delete query, insert query, update query, you want to create any kind of queries. So when the query is happening, I want to write some parallel query with that thing. So when this query is going to execute, that query has to be also executed. So that is known as triggers. There are two kind of triggers, instead of trigger and after trigger. So we'll talk about that thing. Instead of trigger is firing this query instead of this. So someone fire this query, we do not, please don't fire this and fire this thing. After trigger is that first fire this query what region is requested, and then you fire that query too. Okay. So we are going to discuss this. SQL is not a one-day topic, man. So it will use things and so use market about the thing. Yeah, one more thing. I think, are you reading newspapers? In yesterday's newspaper, I read good news for you guys, especially for Roshan. So Roshan want to become a database developer or DBA. So Microsoft is opening their data center in India. Microsoft is opening a data center in India in upcoming days. So it will take 5-6 months to 1 year. I don't know how long it will take, but yeah, Microsoft is coming to India with their own data center. So if they are coming with a data center, they will going to hire a lot of candidates for a database person. So the demand of database person is going to be increased in next 6 months, because Microsoft is coming. Then some other startup will be also bring there some small data centers. So the demand will surely increase. So if you are not done seen anything, so I think yesterday's Times of India, you can see that there. So I saw in Gujarat edition. I don't know about other edition, but you can go on online. You can find the things. So Microsoft is also opening the data center. So surely they will going to hire certified database developer and DB admin now, both the kind of things. Yeah, Muthuraja, that's right. You are using latest version. So in my system I am using old version because I have not done this thing. So I installed 1 or 2 years back. So I am using that one. So you can use that. It will not an issue. Both. So Roshan, they are going to deal with the both, because they, if the data center will be there, they need a both kind of person, developer as well as a DBA. So what's your choice? You can go select whatever you want. So I think they are coming in Bangalore to Hyderabad somewhere. I did not read the complete article, but yeah, I saw the headline and they are coming in next 6 months. Yeah, the experience can surely I see they will not take fully freshers also. So they will take majorly higher experienced and then few freshers also. So fresher with a good brains and all. So again, so I don't know how many of you are aware about the Microsoft interview process and all, because I have gone through the twice for the Microsoft interviews and all, so I know the things how the Microsoft interviews are working and all. So they are going to hire both kind of candidates, but they will surely go hire the first certified candidates. They will hire the certified candidates first. Difference between deep and database analysis and you're asking about that thing, right? So database analyzer, if I can say simply, they have to analyze the database and make the decision from the things. Right? Suppose if you are using, like I can say, like you are taking database of example of like Amazon or Flipkart and like these things. So right now, so they are having some analyzer. So they, based on the database queries and all orders, so they have to see that in database they'll find the things what orders are coming, which kind of orders are coming, like they are coming for COD, cash on delivery, credit card, debit card payments, Paytm, and all these things. So they will see and make the decision what we have to do to promote more business. And developer means they have to develop the database from initial scratch, what they want to do. Like any small startup or like enterprise, they need to develop the database and all. So they have to develop the things. So it is the setup only right now. What we have to, yes, we have covered the setup. We have covered the sub concepts also today. What is the table? What is the column? And different additions. So I think you are there in session. So we covered a lot of things. Man, it's not like this thing DML, DCL, these kind of statements. Theoretical concept. We have covered all these things. History of theory, SQL, SQL, and all these things. So we covered basic stuff. So next sessions we are going to jump on the creating a database, creating the tables, writing the query. So I think from next session onwards we are having fully practical. So 99% time we are jumping on the practical, and 1% time we'll see the concepts of that things. So Diksha, there are job openings. You can go and directly Google, or you can Google it out with different news. But you see, they still not posted the jobs. So if I'm talking about the Microsoft, they are not still posted. So still they are declared that things because they are coming to India. Okay. So you have to be in news. You have to see the news, technical news stuff. There are a lot of blogs are there. So where you can find this technical news. So based on the news, you can get conclusion. Okay, if they are coming, the things it will create a lot of opportunities there. Rest of the things you can find on my Amazon. This one Naukri on, that's one Monster.com. All platforms are there. Yeah. So if no one has this, if you're not having any question, you can leave. So we are just talking about the questions. So if you have any question, you can stay on top. And if you're not having any question, you can leave it. The next session we again on Tuesday. So Wednesday, 11 a.m. Okay, so you are connected with more as to what SQL. Can you please? So I can say SQL authority is there. So the Pinal Dave is one of the best SQL person. You can go and find the things. His blog is there, Pinal Dave. Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday 11. Today was session is unplanned due to yesterday's outage of my internet, and I don't want to miss anyone. So I think so. That's why I planned this today's session. Roshan, how to find a job for the fresher? So again, that's yesterday's session. Also, I told, and today I'm telling again same thing. Muthu Raja again. Audio is not clear. Eh? So finding a job for a fresher is not a big deal. Finding a job for a fresher is not a big deal. You have good profile on your GitHub and your good profile on LinkedIn. I think SQL Authority, or you can search for Pinal Dave. Pinal Dave is there, and I am going to start my blog with all the new stuffs which we are going to explore in SQL from the next week onwards. So you can find my blog also. So we are going to put lot new things there about SQLs. And good exposure. So companies nowadays don't want what I in the CV. Okay, I have done this project. I have done this project. They are not worrying about the project what you have done. You have to show them real showcase. Okay, my project is on GitHub. Go and check it now, right? And this is my LinkedIn profile. You can see what is the recommendation I have, what certification I achieved, and all the things. Then what is the file you uploaded? I don't know. So anyone having any questions? Let me know. Okay, let me download the image. Okay. So now see that. So I am just entering the range query. So see what you are trying to do. You are importing the MySQL. Okay, so you are using MySQL here. So that's your username and password is okay. So what you are trying to do, see here. So you are trying to get the record from the student table. You are trying to get the record from the SQL students table, right? And you want to display. Yeah, let me find and type it and post the blog name here. So Ryan, I think you are trying to display the students in your application somewhere, right? So this is the one way you are trying to do the thing. There are a lot of other way. Without cursor also we can do. Without cursors also we can do the things. Yeah, I am seeing that image. I'm already in the image. So that's you are trying to get record one by one. You are trying to get the record one by one, right? So cursor is getting record one by one. So there are different ways. This is only not only a way to get the things. There are other ways to write the queries in the things in real time. If you're going to do in some web development code somewhere, you can find the things. Let me find this one blog for Muthu Raja. So this is the blog. You can find lot new things. So cursor is used only to process record row by row. Cursor is record row by row. Okay, so if you want to process records row by row, one by one, then you use the cursor. Otherwise, we have to use that different other parameters are also there. But they are basically based on the programming things like for .NET, Java, Python, all these things. So we can use that things there. Like in .NET, we are having LinkQ, ADO.NET, right? So we can use that things. So I have two blogs, so still I'm not sure where I'm going to write. So today I will post in the blog and WhatsApp group, so don't worry. So you are going to get my blog link without fail, don't worry. And same thing I'm going to put in LMS also, don't worry, we are putting in LMS. And one more thing, we are going to put some reporting services trainings and soon on YouTube. So if you are subscribed to things, you will get notification. If you're not subscribed, you will not get the notification. But we are launching reporting service training on that thing also on YouTube without any webinar and all these things. So that we are doing this thing. LMS is a learning management platform. I think you already paid, na? So you are going to get some website where you will find all the recorded videos. We are going to upload the quizzes, assignments, and other important stuff, which will help you to understand the concept. And already who candidate who already paid, they are going to get my ebook, which we are going to put on Amazon soon. So I am writing the book also. So already a few of my books are already available on Amazon. So we are the international author also. So my books about Kotlin and SQL examination 70761 and 70762. So they are already selling on Amazon. And apart from that, for these things, I am having some courses on Udemy also. We are having Udemy courses about these SQL, both of exams and certification practice test questions. How I get PDF today's? You are going to get everything in LMS. I am going to put an LMS. You are going to do the things. You are going to get the things and you can download from there. In LMS, you are going to do the things. Yeah, I am going to give that SQL books completely free, which is going to be launched soon. And I think it will take again 10-15 days to complete. I have still proofreading and small stuff pending in that thing. So don't worry. You are going to get my ebook completely free, which we are going to sell on Amazon around $20 or $25. Okay. So that $25 book you are going to get completely free. So that's only the person who pays ebook free. Rest of not going to get anything. So anything else anyone want to know? Otherwise we can end for the day. So I think we are going to learn a lot more things in upcoming days. Still, we have not started completely. So from YouTube, no one having any questions, right? Okay, you want a basic SQL. Okay. So Muthu, let me give me some time. I will find and I will WhatsApp you the things. Okay. So there are a lot of blogs. Even I can say there are thousands of blogs, but we have to find some authoritative blogs. So there's no mistakes, and because nowadays a lot of people writing the blog automated by a machine and all these things. So give me today's time. I will put it by the end of the day in such WhatsApp group. So don't worry. So and the rest of things we are going to make sure you are going to get from our blog itself, from basics to all the things. So I think today by end of the day, I think I'm uploading one new video about the SQL on YouTube. So be tuned. I think even for data science also we are uploading two new videos on our YouTube by end of the day. Well, 6 p.m. I think. Python 6 p.m. Python class is 6 p.m. not 5. Python class is at 6 p.m. Today we are having session at 6 p.m. Yes, 6 p.m. we are having. So I think this is going to lead by the Dimple madam. So I am not in the picture there. I am just only that's for Q&A sessions. So guys, anything you want, I can ask. Still, I am here, and then we'll. Okay, I think I seems no questions. So okay, thank you guys. So we'll meet on next week, Wednesday, 11 a.m. sharp. And so be ready with your environment setups and all these things. Yeah, the Muthu, you have shared that this thing instance name. Yeah, your installation is complete, and I can see your connection string. Here you can see desktop IDS. So that's a desktop and something number, and this is your server ID, means server name. You have to connect with this name. You have to connect with this name. Yes, yes, in SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, anyone else? Let me know if you have any questions. So Rangi, some questions initially. I interrupted that myself. We're done at last in the session. So if you have any question, guys, let me know. Otherwise, we can wind up for the day and meet on next week. And with Python, guys, evening 6 p.m. Yes, if you have any issues, just put in the group. So we can also help you, and some other teammates in the group also can help you easily. Big data, as the name indicates, data is big, so known as a big data. So in big data, the data is not only stored in SQL, the data can be stored in any format. So just now we discussed in SQL, we are having data in structured manner, but in big data, we have data in structured manner, unstructured manner, semi-structured manner, like they can be image, video, audio, any kind of things. And we are to query in these kind of data. So for that, we need like Peak, Hive, this kind of tools, right? And we have to write this MapReduce programming, and for them we have to use for securing the things or taking the aware about all the systems are aware. We have to take good, we have to be good in the Uzi and good gatekeeper, right? So there are a lot of terminologies are there. So we are very good in the big data. We are doing from long back big data, but right now I'm not teaching anyone to big data because we need a good systems for that thing, and most of persons are not having good system in there. So we are not providing any big data trainings for online, but yeah, offline we are doing these things. So no one want to ask any question? Okay. Okay, so I'm closing the session now and we'll meet on next week, Wednesday 11. Yeah, Muttura is typing something. If something's there, let me know. And the Python guys will meet again evening 6 p.m. for first batch. Thank you, Raja. Wish you the same. So, okay, Roshan.